Today's First Class Friday lesson comes from part 2 of Keith Battle's talk from last week on what men want. Let's go. Hey, welcome to On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha. And this week, we are finishing up Keith Battle's talk from last week on what men want. Last week, we gave you part 1 through 3 of his speech. And this week, we're giving you his last point, which is part 4. And then he finishes up with what God wants from you. And don't forget to rate and review our podcast on iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. Give us a review, and we will read your review on next week's show. And this gives you the best chance to win our Listener of the Week and get celebrated all over social media. And congratulations again to this week's winner, Terrence Harris. Hop on over to Instagram and give him a follow at TheFamilyMan06. That's family spelled with a P and a H. And follow our Instagram at Patrick and Talisha. You can follow me at I am Pat Ratliff. Follow Talisha at TheFarmDMommy. And head on over to Facebook and like our page at Patrick and Talisha. And don't forget to email the podcast with any questions you have regarding marriage and relationships at podcast@patrickandtalisha.com. And also, be on the lookout for our new Facebook group we're starting called Patrick and Talisha's Marriage Circle. And this is for people who are married, engaged, their parents, separated, or if you're divorced. And we are going to focus on building our faith, family, fellowship, and finances. And we're going to start sending out invitations to join our new group next week. So be on the lookout for that. And now, here is Pastor Keith Battle with part 2 of What Men Want.
Let me tell you what else men want. How y'all doing? I don't know what time I'm supposed to stop. Men want a quadruple F. Take some time with that. Quadruple F. What does that mean? They want a woman to be fun. Please don't be boring. Y'all had all that fun before you got married. Now you don't want to do nothing but go to revival. Prayer service. That ain't no fun. That's necessary. Do something to just break the rules. They want to have fun. They want a woman that's faithful and faith-filled. So one man wants a woman that's faithful. He don't want a woman that's going to be unfaithful to him. But he also want a woman. Every man really wants a spiritual woman. That he can get one, that she can get one through for him. She can get to the Lord. Here's another F. I don't know of a man that doesn't want a woman who's a little freaky. Now, you can sit in church and act like that ain't the case. Every man I know want a little freak, but not. She got to be faithful and faith-filled and freaky. You understand that balance? Let me give some scriptures. That might help me. Song of Solomon is a powerful story in the Bible. I go through a chapter on the Song of Solomon in the book. I spent some time, and I think I got some verses. I just want to read some scriptures to y'all. Did I give y'all the Song of Solomon verses? I just want to read them to y'all and see what y'all think about it. And I don't even know if they have them, if they're going to come on the screen. If they don't, then just read it on your own. But there's some freaky stuff going on in the Song of Solomon. Yeah, they're the verses, so they don't have them printed out. But okay, maybe we can pull them up. Because y'all may not know this in the Bible. So, Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 16. Let me go there. You know, used to be we carried Bibles at church, now we got them in our phone. Touch your neighbor. Tell somebody, I'm glad you made it today. Watch this. Listen to what Song of Songs, chapter 2, verse 16 says. It's up there? Okay. She said distinctly, my beloved is mine and I am his. He pastures his flock among the lilies. Then longingly addressing her absent shepherd, she cried, until the day breaks and the shadows flee. Keep going. Away, return hastily, O my beloved, and be like a gazelle or a young hart as you cover the mountains which separate us. Now, I don't like that translation because it gets too spiritual, but what she really telling him to do is get me. That's what she really saying. It's really, there's all kinds of real hot stuff going on in Song of Solomon, and so you should read it and role play. Like one of y'all be the Shulamite woman, you be the Shulamite woman, and you be so and so. Because there's scriptures where he's going all the way down her body and starting with her tongue and telling her what's under her tongue, and then he's talking about her neck and how her neck is described. Then he goes and starts describing her breast, and then he goes down and starts talking about a heap of wheat, and he's between her thighs. And you know she says, "Eat, my friend." That's what she says. She says that in the Bible. That's in Song of Solomon. That's what she said. Now, what you think she meant? Anyway, y'all ain't ready for me. He wants a woman that's financially responsible. Let me go to something safe. Men get frustrated with women who are financially irresponsible, who blow money frivolously. Some men who just believe God. We need to save money for tuition. I just believe God. Now, here's what I'm going to wrap this up. What does God want? What does God want? That's important too. Not just what men want. What does God want? God wants you to be a rib. God made you a rib. And one of the ribs' function is to protect. The ribs protect organs. You're there to protect your husband. So that means you have to go through his phone and you have to do this, Okay. You have to go through his phone. You have to check. You have to show up for places. You have to investigate. You're there to protect. God wants you to respect. God wants you to be a rib. A rib also supports. You should be your husband's biggest cheerleader. Support him. Cheer him on. One of the jobs I get to do is working in chapels in the NBA. A lot of guys don't want to play for this team here in D.C. because the fan base is so fickle. They will boo players on their home team. And I'm telling you, when a man is playing for a home team that's booing him, he wants to be traded. He wants to play for another team. Number two, God wants you to respect your husband. Ephesians 5:33 says a man should love his wife and the wife should respect her husband. I don't care how tough we men look. Our egos are very fragile. And the way you talk to us is very important. If you're single, what does God want? God wants you to know you're worthy of the best love. Leave married men alone. Even men who are about to get divorced, who are going through a divorce. If he ain't fully divorced, leave him alone. You never know what God's going to do in that relationship that you done stepped in. You say, well, it was over before I got to it. You can't blame me. They was done before I got there. If it ain't over, you get out. Trust God that he going to give you a man that's fully single. Stay out of marriages. You're worthy, not of any love like Luther Vandross says, or you're not worthy of a part-time lover like Stevie Wonder says. You're worthy of the best love. God demonstrated his love towards you that while you were yet a sinner, Christ died for you, bled to death. If he died for you while you were a sinner, you're worthy of the best love. He's already showed you that. God wants you to love him first and yourself second. You ever heard that acronym JOY? J-O-Y? People say, if you put Jesus first, others second, yourself last, you'll have joy. Sounds good, it's a lie. Even on the airplane, they show you who should come first. If you lose cabin pressure in the airplane, they tell you put your own mask on first, then you help your kids. You got to take care of yourself and be your best self so that when you come to help other people, you come from a full plate. You can't feed anybody if you're hungry. Take care of yourself. And God wants you to stop wasting time, single ladies, in foolish relationships. Stop wasting time. I'm going to do this illustration and I'm done. I have $100 in my pocket right now. If I got home tonight and I didn't know where this 100 was, I was like, I don't even know where and I just lost it. I can get another $100. But if I lose time, I can never get it back. It will never be 11:15 today ever again. It will never be Saturday, March 2nd at 11:15 ever again. When you lose time, you never get it back. Do not waste time in an ambiguous relationship that you have no idea where it's going. If you ain't clear, if we don't get clarity, we're going to have a separation. That's what we're going to have. Let's stand. We're out of time. Was this good today?
All right, that was Pastor Keith Battle with What Men Want and What God Wants from You. To get the full episode, go to YouTube and type in What Men Want, a discussion at FBCG Women's Fellowship, Pastor Keith Battle. I also put the link in the show notes. You can follow Keith Battle's Instagram at Keith Battle. And thank you guys for listening. And me and Talisha will catch you guys on Monday. You guys have a great weekend. God bless.
Thank you for listening to On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha. For access to all of our episodes, please subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and wherever you listen to our show. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes, and we will give you a shout out on our next episode. Stay connected with us on Twitter and Instagram at I am Pat Ratliff and at the PharmD Mommy. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you next week. God bless.